Hello, this is Patrick at OneCNC West, and what we're going to do in this video is take a look at the OneCNC Solid Cutter. So what is a solid cutter? Well, to begin with, it's nothing more than just a simple solid model, and we're going to use this solid model to cut its detail, its shape, into another solid model. All right, so here's a great example of a solid cutter. Again, it's nothing more than just a solid model. And the idea is that you may create lots of different solid cutters and create a library, all right? And then you can use that library over and over again to cut intricate, complicated shapes quickly into another solid. Let me demonstrate. Let's open up another part file here. Let's open our bracket part file. Very good. All right, so the first step is we need to load our solid cutter into this part file without erasing or replacing this part file. You can do that with the merge command. The OneCNC merge command will allow you to merge one file into another file without deleting the original geometry. So let's bring in that solid cutter, and that looks great. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the solid cutter to cut its shape into the gray solid model. First step though is to move the solid cutter to the right location. So I'm going to hit the letter S on the keyboard, left click, let's go to our move command. I'm going to grab the solid cutter by the center, and I'm just going to snap this point that I created a little earlier. Now of course you can use coordinates if you want to, but I'm using points just to speed things up. Okay, now let's use the solid cutter command. Back over to the command manager. We're going to go into model operations, and here you're going to find solid cutter. Now, before I go on, let me tell you the difference between difference and solid cutter. They both will cut a shape into another solid model, but here's what's different. If I use solid cutter, after the part's been cut, the solid cutter will still remain within the part file. In other words, I can use that solid cutter over and over again. However, if I use difference will also cut the shape into the solid model, but the solid cutter will be deleted. It'll be gone. So we're going to use solid cutter. Here's a quick tip. If you're going to use a command over and over again, if you're going to use it more than once, you might want to consider putting it on the quick access toolbar. You don't have to do it, but it's a great tip. In fact, it's very simple. If I just right-hand mouse click on that command, it places that command on the quick access toolbar. And that's going to speed things up because I don't have to keep going back and forth. All right, let's execute the command. I'm going to left click. OneCNC says select the object you want modified. That's going to be the gray solid model, so I'm going to left click that. Now it says select the cutter. So I'm going to take my cursor and I'm going to left click the cutter. And even though you can't see what's happened, that blue solid model has cut its shape into the gray solid model. Let me show you that. Let's select the solid by hitting the letter S on the keyboard, left click. Let's go to our move command. Going to grab it by the center, and let's snap that next point. Very good. And you can definitely see now that the solid cutter has not only cut its shape into this solid, but the solid cutter still remains. And that's the power of using solid cutter over the difference command. All right, let's execute it again. We're going to left click the command, left click the gray solid model, left click the solid cutter. Very good. Let's move it. Hit the letter S, left click. And the reason why we're selecting the geometry is you need to select it first before you can move it. So let's grab it by the center and let's snap that point right there. Very good. All right, so back into the solid cutter command. Left click the gray solid model. Left click the cutter. And when you're done, you've got a nice group of details that have been cut into the original solid model. Let's select the solid cutter. I can get rid of him now by hitting the delete key on the keyboard. And there you go. All right, that's it for this video. I hope it helped out. Hope you're having a great day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.